Welcome back to Quiet Please, Mel. This is a rare and exciting solo episode, just me and you.
Just me and you, baby. Yeah, it's actually, we've done a lot of guests recently. So it'll be nice just to get back to the OGs, which is me and you, Kira. So
we are the OGs of
we are the
4-episode podcast, yes.
Right, what's new? What you got to tell the people?
Well, let's see. I had a really exciting weekend. My husband was traveling on the East Coast for work, and as you know, I never see him. So
Hang on, that's a lie. You see him about 6 hours a month.
Yeah, but that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. So we decided if we wanted to see each other that I should go and meet him in New York. So we kind of had this last minute New York trip, and because of that, I figured out how to go and see MK, our resident Elphaba friend of the pod, in Wicked and during her last week on Broadway. And Mel, it was so insane. I sobbed like a small child in the audience. And she is so
Is she?
fucking good.
Okay.
It was wild. It was, and then afterwards we got to go backstage and got to do a behind the scenes tour and like actually go on the stage, and she came out and said hi. Like it was.
Oh my God, I bet you were absolutely wet in your pants.
I was
out of the 26 times you've watched Wicked, was that the best one?
It was absolutely the best one. The movie can sit right down. It was phenomenal.
I'm very happy for you, Kira.
Thank you, Mel.
Very happy for you.
Yep. So we loved it.
And I saw that you're a bit of a foodie in New York as well.
I had some great pizza. The pizza that we discovered in the West Village is called La Industrie, I think it's called. Okay. Delicious. Highly recommend. There was a line, but it went pretty quick. I had my go-to Essa bagel, which is always a favorite.
Ooh, I love one of them. I can't say it right, but I love one of them.
You can say Essa bagel.
Essa bagel. I know, but it's not spelled like that, is it? Like if
it's
I was
called,
to look
it's
at it.
ESS-A-bagel.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different bagel. Sorry.
It's a bagel.
What's on with the cheese on it?
That's a bacon, egg, and cheese.
No, acai bagel? Acai? The one that's got the cheese.
Asiago?
Yes, that was it.
No.
Okay, this is different.
No.
Okay.
Essa Bagel is the name of a bagel institution, like a place in New York City.
My bad. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just letting you know. I'm really not.
Live for this. No, okay, so Essa Bagel is a place that you need to go to in New York City.
Oh, hang on. Oh no, don't worry. I'm thinking of a pastrami place. Carry on.
That's Katz's Deli, probably.
Yes, I think it is.
Okay, yeah. So my order there is an everything bagel, scooped and toasted with extra scallion cream cheese is my go-to.
Ooh, I love
Anyway, it was a lovely weekend. New York kind of gives me a lot of energy, so it was great to just go for a couple days, enjoy it, be there with my husband, eat amazing food, have great drinks, and then come back to reality. So, what about you?
Well, we were supposed to be me and Carly were supposed to be going to Colorado in a couple of days.
The Big Mum's holiday.
The Big Mum's holiday. First time Carly would be away from Kai overnight. My lovely in-laws, Carly's mum and dad, were going to look after Kai, but we had... we were lying in bed a couple of nights ago, and we just looked at each other, and I was like... I don't really want to leave him like that far for a first time, both of us, and so... Carly was feeling the same.
You said that first.
I said that, but I feel like Carly was trying to be brave and was like, no, I know this is good for us, but and she knows how much I love snowboarding. She was like, I don't want to ruin it, bless her. But I read her so well that I was like, and I was feeling the same, to be honest. We're just a bit anxious, and nothing against, her mum and dad or anything at all. We just felt like if something went wrong, heaven forbid, we just didn't want to be like a 4-hour flight away. So we decided to do a little staycation. So now we're going to Amelia Island, which is 45 minutes away. Yeah, which will be great. We're going for a couple
nights. With Kai
or
without Kai?
Without Kai. Still without Kai.
Oh, okay.
But it's only 45 minutes away. So we're feeling a lot more comfortable, a lot more settled with that. And to be honest, it'll just be nice to just be me and Carly, because she's been busy at work and I've been kind of busy, and Kai's going through a bit of a developmental. Thank you. Stage. So he's not being quite as easy as he normally is. So it'll just be nice to just chill.
Baby steps to the
To the big
snowboarding trip
vacay.
that Carly didn't want to go on anyway. Not even
I
because of
know,
Kai,
bless
just in
her.
general.
I know. I think maybe the thought of being away from Kai and just me is really what tipped her over the edge. But so yeah, so we're doing a little staycation, which we're looking forward to. So I'll keep you updated on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we have, as we mentioned, a fun solo episode today. We're gonna talk about some things going on in the golf world. We've got some new segments that we're gonna try to run by people. You might love it, you might hate it. We shall see. But we're gonna give it a shot because we're big podcasters now with segments. So yeah. So okay. Speaking of the golf world, some interesting news for you, Mel, as somebody that knows the ins and outs of a Solheim Cup. A new captain was announced for the upcoming Solheim Cup. Tell us about it.
Yes, Anna Nordqvist, obviously kind of a Solheim veteran legend. She was a playing vice captain last year when I was a vice captain. So she did more playing really than vice captaining, as she should, because she's still a fantastic player. But yeah, she got announced as the 2026. What year are we in? Yeah, 2026 Solheim Cup captain.
I had to think about it for a second. Yeah.
I know. Don't you have to think about that at the start of the year?
Yeah, I mean it's March, but yes, still.
Yeah, but you. Yeah, great point. But
no, I do. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, I always
like,
you don't really write the date that
I think
much
it's 2024
when you
half
think about
the
it.
time.
It's kind of just on your phone and stuff. Anyway, not that should make a difference, but yeah, no, she's very deserving of it. Feel like she's done her time as a player, and I think she's played in like 9 or 7, 8 or 9. Like, yeah, Solheim Cup.
How many did you play with her?
I've played 4, been part of 6. So I've been a vice captain twice and played 4. So every one of them she's played in. So yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, so she's done 8, yeah, because I've missed 2. Yeah, she would have done about 8, I think. Anyway.
What's her personality as a captain or vice captain versus being a player?
Okay, so Anna is she's very thoughtful. First of all, she's extremely hardworking in a sense that like no stone is left unturned. So she's very like nothing will get left out. Like she'll know every single detail, and she'll do the research to know every single detail, even as far as it goes to like the outfits that we wear and like the gifts that we get. Like she'll be very thoughtful and she'll take her time in thinking about it very strategically. She also has a great relationship with a lot of the players. She has a very calming demeanor, but she's very passionate at the same time, which I think is perfect for a captain. She's very good at communicating, which I think is key for a captain. So yeah, I think she's going to be a fantastic captain. And anybody that's on that Solheim Cup team should be honored that she is kind of the leader of the pack.
What about your Solheim Cup journey?
We shall see, Kira. We shall see. We shall see. You know me, I always love to be part of a Solheim in any capacity. So we shall see. But TBD. But
tune in right here on Quiet Please to find out the news.
You will be the first to know, I promise you.
If there's any news.
So men's golf, full swings out. Now this is the homework I can get behind, Kira. This is the homework you assigned me to, and this is the homework I can get behind. What do you think?
That was a great segue. Great segue. We did assign each other that this weekend we were going to watch Full Swing, and because everybody loves to hear what we think about all the things in golf, we wanted to give some of our takes. Go for it. What was your first kind of impression, takeaway?
I actually enjoyed it more than the first season because I didn't feel like it showed like the private jets and stuff as much, which listen, we all love like the extravagant lifestyle of a PGA professional golfer, but that isn't the case for every PGA professional golfer. And I felt like it gave almost like a false impression to a certain degree. Yes, obviously the top boys do live like that, and as they should, like they deserve it as any kind of top sports man or woman. But yeah, I much preferred it this time. I felt it was a lot more real. I mean, I could talk about this for absolutely hours, but what I love about Full Swing, I will say, is that I love kind of like the inside like the locker room stuff. I feel like it's very raw
Yeah.
emotion from the players, and even like a Rory who you think, oh, he doesn't really care. Like he cares, and he cares a lot. And I think that you see that in those kind of settings.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I couldn't decide if I liked this season more than before. I think it was just, before it was the novelty of having a Netflix show was such a big
Hmm.
deal and really cool for the golf world. So I think maybe that was coloring how I felt about it. And this time, I think that it got into some of the deeper stories in
Yeah,
golf, not necessarily around. I think they kind of tried to make the President's Cup a bit
bigger
more
than it was. Oh no,
intense
not bigger than
thing.
it was. That was the
No,
wrongest
you
thing to
know what they
say,
made bigger than it was the Zurich Classic.
dude.
It was like the Zurich Classic was like this insane part of the season that
I
they're like
mean,
really, really everybody's ruminating about, and like nothing against the Zurich Classic, amazing tournament, amazing people, but just in the grand scheme, it was like a major. Like somebody that doesn't know golf would be like, wow, the Zurich Classic is this pinnacle thing that you have to have on your resume, which I thought was kind of funny. But we also have to remember that like the show is not for us. The show is
yeah.
for the general public.
Hmm. I did. I loved, like you said, I loved the Gary Woodland story. I mean,
Yeah.
how could you not be moved by that? And the journey that he's been. I mean, you just gotta have admiration for the guy, to be quite honest with you. And then, going into the President's Cup, the Camilo Villegas and like poor, his daughter Mia, and I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
think now being a parent, I struggle to watch that and not get extremely emotional about it. So
Totally.
yeah, so I think it was definitely a little bit more raw. On kind of a lighter note, love Minwoo.
Min.
I've always been a fan of Minwoo Lee.
I
For those
love
who
he's one
don't
of
know,
my
he's
favorite
Minji's.
interviews.
Yeah, he's Minji's brother. Minji Lee is obviously a very kind of heading towards a Hall of Famer career and on the LPGA, and so
I love how much they featured her in the show, 'cause it's nice to get
yes.
a
But can
female
I?
golfer.
Okay, so when they were doing this episode though, and they were talking about like potentially two siblings going to the Olympics for the first time, that's a lie because
But I
Jess Corder and I replayed it, and it did say the siblings. It didn't say brother and sister. It said siblings because Jess and
Oh.
Nelly
In
did it
golf?
in 2020. Yeah,
Oh.
and it annoyed me
Yeah,
because
because
I
it's
know
not right.
it's not correct, and people will always be like, "Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter," and I'm like, it fucking does
No, it
because it's
matters.
really cool that Jess and Nelly got to compete in the Olympics together. And again, like as women, like we have to be twice as loud as anything else. And it's just annoying that we don't get it's a more of a respect thing for me
Yeah,
than
'cause you're like,
anything else.
"Hi, hello, we did it
Yeah.
first."
Yes. And by the way, Nelly won a gold and Jess played great. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love but yeah, the Minwoo story I thought was great. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's awesome for the tour.
Oh, I
His
think so too.
personality
I
is
would love
amazing.
for him to have a big breakout year
Same,
this year.
same. Like you pull for him because like he could do some really cool things with golf.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Um,
mean, go.
what you
What else?
mentioned with Gary, so you know how in the show they often have these sit down staged conversations with their spouse,
Mhm,
and obviously they have to have those things because they're filling out the scene and they're giving their personal life and that sort of thing. So you get it from a production standpoint. But when Gary would sit down with his wife, it felt like a real conversation. Like they felt
mhm,
like real people actually sharing or it wasn't that they were sharing insight into their life. It's that we were a fly on the wall of a real conversation that they would have, whether it was about this day on the golf course or their kids or what he's going
mhm.
through. And same thing with Camilo. And
Yeah,
I think that kind of speaks to just kind of how they are. Like every time I see Gary and Camilo on the golf course, like they genuinely will look at you and say, "Hi, how are you?" You're
mhm,
make eye contact. That's just so I love that about them, and that really I don't know for some reason stood out to me because some of the other
mhm.
not it doesn't say anything negative about those folks, but it just was striking to me that really felt like it was a real conversation that we were
Yeah,
listening to.
yeah, and just like listening to the wives and stuff. I mean, it's just it's just a tough job, in it being like a PJ. It's just a tough job being any athlete or a partner, I should say, to any
Totally.
athlete. And I felt like they did a really good job this season of getting the partners and wives, etc., involved, and like getting their insight on stuff and the emotional kind of roller coaster that they have to go through as well, being married to a professional athlete. And so I really like that insight. I also like love, like even for me, like looking at it as like a fan is because that's kind of where I'm trying to look at it from. It's like I love like watching the workouts and things like that, and like what goes
Mhm.
into it. Like people have no idea. Like, yeah, we play golf 18 holes, but that is literally that is not what we do. Like we get up 3 hours before, we do, people do breath work, meditation, then you do your activation, then you do a little workout to get everything moving correctly. Then you warm up for like an hour and a half, then you play, then you cool down, then you do your recovery, and it's literally a full day. And people just sometimes, and I love that insight because I feel like some people feel like you just get up and go and play 18 holes, and that is just not the case at all.
Mhm.
Like
God, I
it's a
would be so
really
much
long
better
day.
at golf if I did all those things. If I didn't just show up 5 minutes
Maybe
before
we
my tee
should do
time.
that. We should do that. You should just, I'll come and do a routine I would have done if I was playing a proper
Okay.
18 holes, and we should just
And
do it.
compare my scores to 5 minutes before the tee time and
Yes. Yeah.
actually doing a thorough routine.
Yeah.
Watch, I do better with the 5 minutes.
I definitely do better with a 5-minute routine sometimes.
I wanted to shout out some of our girls, Henny, Amanda, Paige. They were amazing.
They were great. You guys did a fantastic job.
Showing
Well
up
done,
for the
girls.
ladies, yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were great. Great presence. It was great to have them on. I've known Henny for years. Obviously to see her on it was great. Just speaks ever so well. Obviously Amanda, and then our girl Paige. I mean, Amanda's just Amanda, isn't she? She's just incredible at that kind of stuff. And yeah, Paige. We just had Paige on, so we're having Paige on. Should I say that? No, shut up. Okay, just to edit that out.
I don't know. Paige, sure. Who knows? But
it's
yes,
our podcast. We can say what we want.
We get to say whatever we want. She's going to be on the show, so woohoo!
Yeah. So it was cool to see her on it as well.
It was. I wanted to talk about, so Scotty obviously just felt kind of like the through line of the whole show. I feel like in the past seasons, we haven't had one player really dominate every single episode the way that he did this season. Of course, his season was extremely dominant, so it made sense. But when they had the episode on the PGA Championship and the arrest and stuff, it just was giving me so much PTSD because I was working that week. I was working for Sky, for your people. And
my people.
For your
Big
people.
Up Sky. Love you, Sky.
Love Sky Sports. And I just remember that morning waking up at 5 or 5:30 to frantic calls and text messages from our producer saying like, Scotty's been arrested. You have to come to the golf course. I wasn't supposed to be at the golf course for several hours. And our Golf Channel producer happened to be in the hotel, and she, in her night slippers, got into the car and drove me to the golf course because we weren't able to park there that week. So we had to get shuttled. There was no shuttle that early. She got me there, got me into the gates somehow. And then I'm running around like crazy trying to talk to anybody and everybody I know about Scotty, or, making phone calls, trying to see what's happening. Like we're all standing there with the press as he gets driven back up to the course after he gets released from prison. And I just remember being on TV. Like they were like, okay, you have to go on TV to the people of Europe. And with like Laura Davies, so we're all standing there and they're like, okay, Kira. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know. Like, who knows anything about
So I spoke to Laura about this. She said that she couldn't mention anything. Like they couldn't mention anything.
You
because
can't
obviously
say anything.
Didn't know. No, I know, but like, I don't know.
Because you don't know.
Don't you think it's like hilarious though that it was like probably one of the nicest like gentleman men that you've ever seen in
so
Scotty Scheffler, and then he gets arrested, and then by the way, and then like 2 days later, people were wearing like his mugshot and like
no that day.
Was it that day? Oh, see, people are just
that
legendary.
Afternoon. People are showing up with free Scotty shirts.
Comedy genius. And they were shouting
very
like,
creative when they want to be.
Oh, dude. I mean, of all people, bless him. I mean, to be honest, and I'm not just saying it, I thought he handled that like unbelievably well.
I was sitting in his press conference after his round on that Friday where he went and shot like 65 or something crazy, right? And it was the best press conference I have ever seen.
Really?
It was a
like
master class.
Yeah.
It was the perfect way of giving enough details to make the public and the reporters and the writers happy while still maintaining the integrity of, the law and whatever you need to be keeping under wraps for the legal case. And I literally went up to his agent afterwards and and said this was the best conference I have ever seen and probably will ever see under the circumstances, because it was so impressive. He was able to like make light of it, but it was also serious, and yeah,
He just had all the
wild.
ingredients to just smash it basically, and not make
He
it
smashed it.
like, because when you do a press conference like that, you just need to say one little thing, and like journalists can just run with it, right? Like, and the media can just run with it if you're not careful.
Well, they did. Well, he said things instead of any details that he shouldn't be giving out. He said things like, "Oh, I was stretching in the jail cell." So of course, everybody goes with stretching in the jail cell. Like that's what we're all. It's such a visual detail.
Yeah.
And that's so
hilarious.
good. Like that's a skill. That is a skill to be able to give just enough to make everybody happy that they listen to it. Because if he had come into the room and been like, "So sorry, guys, I can't say anything. Bye," then in that case, then everyone's like digging around and maybe something not correct gets put out there, and then
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why he's world number one, isn't it? Because the way that he handles himself in stressful situations. But I also didn't know he used to be a really angry golfer.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I feel like I've heard that a lot, but more as a high school and college golfer, not necessarily as a pro.
Right.
But I guess he didn't really begin to be the pro that he is today until it's still in there, which it has to be in all you guys. Like everybody's
actually saw it in the President's Cup a little bit. And they did the President's Cup, like the emotion, the way he went at Tom Kim, who's one of his bezies, one of his boys, and he just went at him. I was like that. I love that. I love shit like that.
Of course.
It's
the only time golf feels like we're really a sporting thing that's going at one another.
Oh, dude. So when Jess is one of my good friends, Jess Corder, and whenever we used to be paired together, holy shit, the shit we used to kind of say to each other. Oh my God. But then we're like, that was a fun match. Well done. Let's have a, you know what I mean? At the end of it, let's have a beer and everything's all forgiven. But I mean,
need a mic. You guys need mics on.
Oh no, absolutely not. But yeah, no, it's just what it is. I mean, the passion, and I mean, honestly, it's just a team events like that, like President's Cup, Ryder Cup, Solheim Cup, like any kind of time that you're in a kind of team environment, you just want to, there's just a different passion that just comes out. Especially, well, in me, I'm kind of speaking for myself, but you can see it in pretty much every single player. Like there's a different side and passion that comes out, and aggression that comes out in players.
I mean, Keegan at the end is in the meeting is like, we're gonna go out and kick their fucking asses.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't?
Well, I mean, look,
as a European,
yeah, I'm like, it's just gonna fuel us. I don't know. It's because listen. This is going to be a whole podcast, but I think it's going to be very difficult for the European team at Bethpage because of just where it is, and just the fans are going to be very loud and difficult to play against. But come on, boys, let them do it. Don't let them.
We'll do a Ryder Cup preview pod.
Yes, 100%.
When we get closer. What else? Oh, Bryson stuff. I felt like they did a good job of telling the Bryson story without ever having actually gotten a Bryson sit-down interview. It's like they got him at enough times in interviews or random events or things like that to make it all make sense, but they never actually got him to sit down in the chair.
Okay, do you like have you always liked Bryson?
Well,
stop being so nice, Kira. Just tell the truth. Stop being so nice.
I will say when I first started, I had some moments with Bryson where I didn't feel necessarily welcome, but he's grown on me, and I think that he's grown up as a person, and I really respect what he's doing, and I respect his, what he's built, his social, all that stuff. Like he, as you would say, he backs himself. And he is who he is, and golf needs him, and he knows that and is leveraging it correctly, and I have a lot of respect for that. So yeah.
What about you? I used to think he was an absolute dick, but he's changed my opinion, which does not happen very often. If I think you're a dick, it's really hard for me to turn that around. Like you're just in the dick corner, and I'm just like, I don't like you.
You have a dick corner?
I have a dick. It's the only time I have dicks in my life, Kira. Is the only time
they all have to go in the corner. That's why you're a lesbian, because you put the dicks in the corner.
I put the dicks in the corner very quickly. Just don't be a dickhead, so it goes in the dick corner. Anyway,
Uh,
so yeah, I used to think he was a dickhead, and then honestly, you know when he was like trying to obviously trying he did beef up and like he was trying to find be the longest guy ever, and then he won the US Open at Winged Foot. I was like, hang
yeah,
on a minute.
I was there.
I was like, you're just everywhere, Kira.
I
Do
mean,
you ever
this is
take a
what this life
break?
is. Nope, truly no.
Um, and I thought to myself, I thought, do you know what? Like, I still think he's a dick, but like he's kind of moving the needle. Like someone was bound to do this. Like, and listen, I'm not putting him in the same category as Tiger, but Tiger was really like we can talk about Gary Player working out, but like Tiger really like was like a movement of like working out when he came
Yeah,
out. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like Bryson was that movement a little bit. And then once he started doing his YouTube stuff, I was like, okay, I think you're a little bit less of a dick now. And now, honestly, I'm a big fan of him.
yeah.
Which, like, I thought he's a little bit cheesy for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's a little cheesy. I don't really know how else to
You know, it's
describe him.
funny, but I feel like a lot of YouTube personalities are like that.
Oh,
There's
yes.
always an element of cringe. I think we've talked
Yes.
about this.
Okay,
And like
cringe,
it's
yeah.
the cringe that people love to see. It's the
Yeah.
cringe that you're leaning into and you can't look away from. It's like a train wreck.
Yeah,
And
true.
that's what people love. And like
That's a great point.
he's putting on a show. So because someone's putting on a show, not that it's not genuine, because I think that he's actually like loves to be the center of attention, loves to be the show, but there's just this like
Mhm.
little layer of
Just makes me a
I don't
bit
know.
gives me the heebie-jeebies a bit,
Yeah, I guess
but
it's heebie-jeebies.
you know what I mean? But I will say, like, putting yourself out there on YouTube like that and then going out and, like, making your golf just as loud, like winning the US Open, I mean, you gotta give the lad credit, you know
So
what I
much credit.
mean? And you
Yeah.
can't help but like him. You like, actually, he's his own person. We always talk about being authentically yourself, and I feel like he is.
Yeah.
And so that's why he's gone from the dick corner to I kinda like you a lot corner. So, I think he's changed a
Okay.
lot of people's minds. He's certainly changed mine. But yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think actually I think he means well. I think he's certainly getting more people into the game through his social media platforms, and that's ultimately what everybody's kind of trying to do. And I think the younger generation can relate to him really well. And so yeah, I think he's great for the game, and I think the game of golf certainly needs him.
Yeah. But man, that US Open was tough to read.
Dude,
I just forgot about some of those small missed putts from Rory and
I
just
know,
watching him in the scoring thing. It was
I know.
really remembering it then in the moment and then also reliving it through the show in kind of a different light was just like, oh, like the physical
Mm,
feeling of what
yeah.
that must have been like. Oh God, that's yeah,
I mean, it's
tough.
heart-wrenching. I mean, I feel like the 2 missed putts he had, because he hadn't missed one. He had like 300 putts, or 250 putts inside 3 feet, never missed one all season or
Yeah,
something.
I
I
think
don't know what
Dan
it
said
was.
something. Yeah, it was
It was something like
hundreds of
that.
them. Yeah, crazy
Yeah.
that he hadn't missed any of them, and then of
Mhm.
course trying to win
And
a
it's
major.
funny. It's like golf is so fucking funny because like he played literally so unbelievably well for 68 holes, and then he misses 2 short putts, which by the way I don't think were from bad putts. Like I think he put a good stroke on them. I think the first one bobbled, and I think the second one. I mean, you've got a 4-footer left to right on basically glass greens,
Yeah,
and you've got a chance to win the US Open. Like
the
that's a
nerves,
that's a
the
really difficult putt.
afternoon,
I mean, that
the
was
golf
outside the
course is
whole putt.
taking a beating.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you can see at that time of night, people, especially on greens like that, where it's the sun's been on them for pretty much a whole week without them really being watered as regularly as they should. You can literally see every indentation possible, and they don't really show that. Like you can't see it on TV, and so
No,
it's
TV
really
flattens
hard.
everything, makes everything like
It,
so much
it
smoother than it is.
yeah, and it's just not like it just everything is just like in high definition as a golfer when you're over the putt. And so yeah, it's not an easy putt, and but yeah, I was feeling for the lad. I
Yeah,
actually was really heartbroken for him.
yeah, same,
But he'll get
same.
another chance, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure. Um, so as you're in broadcast, if it were I mean, I've been fine for this for ages, but if Full Swing was to do women, who would you want on it?
Charlie Hall.
Obviously. Okay. I think she should also be in Love Island. We'll talk about this in another
She
episode, but
should be both.
she
She
fucking
needs her
should.
own
She would be a
show.
household name. She would be a
She
household
would.
name.
She would.
Yeah.
Did
She
you
would
see
literally
her recent quote
which
that was
one?
like, "I puked in the morning
Yes.
and then I went and ran a 5K and it was my best time," or something? What
I
was
swear
that?
that girl is honestly, I swear to God, she's sick every other day. I swear to God. But no, she puked. Then she had a best 5K, and then she was leading the tournament. I'm like, they
Oh,
also
okay.
interviewed her and said, like, what would be your goal this year? And she said, oh, it's not golf related. I just want my 5K in 20 minutes. I mean, I love her.
For me, one thing helps the other.
I love her. I absolutely love her.
I
mean, she's the best.
need a live stream.
So, oh my gosh, can I tell you a story about that tournament a couple of years ago?
Oh, please.
So we're playing in Singapore, HSBC, and the putting green is right by like the first hole. Okay. Anyway, she's warming up, and the hotel's probably 25 minutes away, right? 20 minutes away. And so Adzia, caddy, she's just on the putting green chatting to me, just about to start her routine, and she went, oh, Ads, I don't like this score. And he's like, right. And she says, yeah, I'm just going to go and switch my score out. And he's like, okay, like,
Skort. You're saying skort, like the
yeah,
clothes?
that's what it is, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought for a second I thought you said score, so I was making
no skort.
Skort. Got it.
So he's like, yeah, no problem. Like, is it just in your locker? Like, she went, no, it's at the hotel. And he's like, Charlie, we're teeing off in like an hour. She's like, yeah, geez, don't worry about it. I got it. Easy. I'm like, there's no fucking chance she's making a tea time, right?
So she went back. She's not sending Adzi back.
No, she went back. She literally went back. She got a courtesy call, went back. She came back. I think she got there 10 minutes forward, 7 or 10 minutes before tea time, hit 2 balls and shot like 66.
Oh my God. Aesthetics matter. Look good, play good.
I agree with you.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, so that's another Charlie Hull story at that event. So it's kind of fitting. But yes, obviously Charlie Hull. I mean, she's number 1 pick, obviously.
Yeah. Nelly. Yeah, I gotta have Nelly. Gotta have Lydia.
Yeah, gotta have Lydia. By the way, how well is she playing at the minute? My God.
She's just, I feel like Lydia's just happy. She's in a good place. She's got a dog, a husband.
Yeah, getting married and all that jazz has been amazing for her. Something outside of golf has, honestly, like, she's a different human. She's always been lovely. She's one of the nicest players I've ever met. But,
I know, I love her.
Yeah, it's just, she's crushing it. I mean, what a last like year she's had. I would say Angel Yin, because you don't know what's going to come out of her mouth. So she'd be very entertaining.
I love Angel. Yes, agree. She's one of the players that during a week on tour that shows up to the parties and stuff.
Yeah.
When I did the Hilton Pro-Am, she came to all of the Pro-Am evening things. I loved that.
Did she? Yeah, that was really nice.
She wanted to hang out.
Yeah, she's very social, and you just don't know what's gonna, like, literally you don't know what's gonna come out of her mouth. So she's always entertainment. I also put Lynn Grant because, listen, I work out, right? And I think that I work out quite hard, but holy shit, I hope she's not listening to this because I don't want to give her this compliment, but like, she's
Lynn,
so
turn
strong,
it off
mate.
now.
Turn it off
she's
now.
What?
She's so strong, dude. Like, I mean, so strong. Like, I've been in the gym with her a couple times, and I'm like, I've almost broke my back trying to keep up with her, just so in case she looked over and looked at my weights, I was like, well, I'm going to have to do the same weights as you. And I've almost like snapped my back in half. But like, she can do like proper pull-ups, like proper like wide grip pull-ups. She can do like 10 of them.
I can only do a pull-up if it's got that little bar underneath that's like helping you, you know?
Oh, that you put your like knees and legs on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's hard to do. I'm not.
And then I can do like 3 of those.
Well, it's really hard to do. Like, my goal this year is actually to do about 5. I can do like 1.
Okay, wait. Anybody else that you want to see on Full Swing?
Probably the only other person was Gino, just because she's winning everything and she's incredible. She doesn't miss greens, and
Gino Chidikun, for those that don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
The Thai standout.
Yeah, and I don't know. I would love Full Swing to go on the LPGA and just see like the shit we have to deal with and how hard we work.
Yeah. But really it's not even for that. Like, the stories themselves are amazing.
Don't get this. Yeah, we don't get like woo us. I'm not doing this as a woo me, but yeah, we just don't get the stories. Like, we've got some really cool stories out there, and we've got some unbelievable players. Like, unbelievable players. Which is why I've had to quit, because they're way better than me.
Which is why we're podcasting now.
Which is why I'm now a podcaster. Exactly. Well, would you have any other player on that, just out of interest? So we've got Nelly, Charlie, Angel,
maybe
Lydia,
Rose sang.
Ooh, okay.
Rose is a good one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Like more of a veteran-y player, or a mum.
I mean, Anna Nordqvist would be amazing, or Julie Inkster. You can go into the
Julie.
archives.
I love me some Julie. Julie's funny as hell. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She is really good. I have some Julie stories for you
I have
offline.
some Julie, yes.
I'm sorry.
Not for the podcast.
Not for the pod. Not for the pod. Okay. Speaking of the pod, we will be right back with a new segment. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Quiet Please. We have a new segment called the Shush of the Week. We don't necessarily do it every week, but when we do, it's great. And basically, we're just picking something that we're going to shush, because this is Quiet Please. And Mel, you're going to go first with your shush of the week.
So I've got like travel icks. I know it's not the start of the year, even though I thought it was earlier, but I feel like in this day and age, everyone's traveling for work or pleasure. You're traveling way more than me at the minute, but as a couple of gals that have been traveling for pretty much the last few years, I thought we could share some
Experienced travelers.
Yes. I've written down more than I should have done.
Go for it.
Okay. One of my travel icks is I just saw another one down the list that we're going to get to, but that's why I laughed. Okay. When people stand too close to the baggage claim belt, it really pisses me off.
Straight to jail.
It really pisses me off. Like, just your luggage isn't going to go anywhere. Just stand a little bit further back so that everybody else can get their luggage. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, agreed. I generally am like a decently nice person, and something like a monster comes out of me when people do that.
Especially when you travel a lot, you're just like, guys, move back. I actually can't even see the belt. Like, move back.
Yeah. Agreed.
Especially when they bring the whole family to the belt as well. Like,
the kids are sitting on the belt.
Literally like 4 kids, and I'm like, I'm
gonna knock somebody out with my giant
not
suitcase.
To, like, just throw the kid out the way. So yeah, that's my first travel ick. Do you want me to keep going?
I want you to keep going. Well, because your shush is travel icks, and then I have a different shush.
Oh, got you. I understand how it works now. You see, got you.
We've only been going through this segment for weeks, trying to prepare for this moment.
I understand the question now.
Okay. Thank you.
Airport food. I fucking hate airport food. I think it's shit. I have to travel through Atlanta. It's shit everywhere.
Atlanta's
closes at 9 o'clock, and I hate it.
Yeah.
You have fast food places, or you're paying $25 for a bagel and a coffee, and it drives me nuts.
And it's a crappy bagel and coffee.
It's shit. Yes, and the coffee is burnt, and I hate it. Hate it.
So I think that I fly out of San Francisco most often, and actually San Francisco's food is pretty great. There's some really good options.
Don't they have night market things as well, like a vending machine you can just get like healthy food from? Haven't I seen you do that, like salads and stuff?
Yeah. That is called the Farmer's Fridge. And actually, San Francisco doesn't have one of those. I think Chicago has one. Houston has one. Some other places. But I love a Farmer's Fridge salad where you just
love them. Yes.
Yeah, and that just pops
it's not
out.
Difficult.
No, that's perfect. But we have a couple of places called Pronto where they have like amazing vegan stuff and like Thai noodles and good coffee, or like a chorizo burrito, and you just grab and go really quick and you're in and out. Obviously the coffee robot at San Francisco is my best friend.
Do you want to hear a joke about a vegan?
Okay.
If a vegan and a vegetarian jump off the cliff at the same time, who wins? Society.
I was going to say they get there at the same time because of physics.
I know. You overthought that. No, it's society.
I did.
I'm only joking. We love vegan and veggie, but that's not me. Okay.
I like a vegan thing every once in a while, just for, keep it light.
Yeah. Nah.
But not as a lifestyle.
No, like a meat girl and like fish. Like, yeah. Just. Can you eat fish as a vegan?
No.
No, I didn't think so. I was just testing you there, Kara.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You passed.
Fish is most certainly not vegan approved.
Okay, just asking.
Yep, good.
Like eggs, you can't eat eggs. You can't eat anything that animal based, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay, I just testing you. I knew that.
None of those things. Okay. Any other travel hacks?
I don't know why I wrote this down, but I did. Like just people that just like smell on planes.
Do you have a specific story about
Just
this?
no, just smelly people, just hygiene people, just hygiene.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah,
then this
I
is the
agree.
last one because it's got a story to it. Being hungover on a plane is a hard no. Have you
Been
must have
there.
been hungover. Yeah, I go. How it's awful, isn't it?
No, it's just, I think a special place in hell.
It's so I used to do it quite a lot. And then I've learned my lesson now. Like
Okay.
if I've done it like I actually haven't done it for a few years, but if I've done it, it's been by complete accident. Like it's not been intentional.
Okay,
I once got
sure.
taken off a plane. I was so hungover.
No, you did
Have I
not,
ever told you a
Mel.
story?
No.
Okay. So just been my 21st birthday. We played a tournament in Spain and I'd done quite well. I'd finished like 8th on the LET. And my best mate, Brianne, shout out to you, Brianne, because you really did fuck me up that night. And she got me like top shelf worth of alcohol and like, no, not like expensive top shelf. I mean, literally the top shelf. And I was
Oh, the
drinking a
entire
shot of
just shelf
everything.
you
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
consumed.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So I was obviously pretty lit. Long story short, I'm at the airport the next day. Felt actually fine. I had a Burger King for my breakfast. Felt fine.
Nice.
So I'm getting on the plane, EasyJet flight with the bright orange seats on it and stuff. Anyway, I was at the back of the plane, and I have a tendency when I'm hungover to faint if I'm like on a plane. I've done it a few times.
Really?
Yeah,
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm used to it at this point. Anyway, so we're about to take off, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to faint. Okay, so I get the sweats, and I'm like, oh my God. So I take my hoodie off, but I've completely forgotten that I've not got a t-shirt underneath. I've just got my bra. And by the way, I thought I was a C cup. I'm not. I'm definitely a double A. So like basically there's a huge gap and everyone could just like see my peanuts on an ironing board. So as we're taking off, I then come out of my fainting. I'm like, whoa, what was that? And then the air hostess is like trying to shove a mask on me, an oxygen mask. I'm like, no, I'm good. Faint again. Anyway, by this time the planes had to turn around, so we didn't even take off. And like the ambulance crew had to come onto the plane, take me off, and then they stretched me onto the ambulance. And then there's like a hospital on site at this airport in Spain, and the ambulance literally went, Nina, and then we were there. It was like 50 feet. And then I had to spend, no, dude, it was awful. And then my mum, this is how long ago it was, my mum called me and she was like, I'm at the airport, where are you? And I was like, oh shit, I forgot to tell you. I just was like, I've not been very well on the flight, I'm fine, like I'll just fly out tomorrow. And my car was, if nobody knows this, my car was at Luton, which is basically like just, it's hard to describe. It's just somewhere in England. But the only flight they had the next day, you're welcome. The only flight they had the next day was Gatwick, which is like really South England. Yeah. So I had to fly to Gatwick and then get a 3-hour taxi up to Luton to get my car.
How much did that cost?
And then I had Solheim Cup training in Ireland like 2 days later. It was awful. And like when you do that at an airport, but when you get taken off a plane, they literally just like wheel you out in a wheelchair. And I just like was in a wheelchair because they wouldn't let me walk. And like I just had my suitcase and my golf clubs wheeling next to me. And then they just like left me outside.
So pathetic.
And they were like, bye-bye. And I was like, are you fucking joking? Like, surely. So I just got up and just walked around and just got on a taxi and had to get in a hotel for the night because they would not let me fly. It was so annoying. But that was probably the worst hangover story.
Brienne. So yeah. Brienne did you good.
Yeah, and I was wearing a beige bra as well, so that's even more vile. It was awful, Kira. It was awful. So actually,
what were the other passengers doing?
They were saying, "Oh, she's hungover. I'll get her. She's hungover. She's been drunk." And I said, "I'm an athlete. I don't drink." Because I was like so embarrassed. Kira was awful.
I'm an athlete.
I said, "I'm an athlete. I don't even drink." As I stink of tequila, honestly, and Burger King, Chicken Royale, by the way, for the win. And I couldn't stop spewing, so I had to like an injection on my bum cheek, and it was awful. It was horrible, and I was just sweating. It was horrible. Anyway, that is true.
That kicks the shit out of any hungover on a plane story I have. Oh. I don't think I even have a story. It just generally sucks to have that experience.
It is awful. It's awful being hungover on a plane. Anyway,
Okay, if for
what's
my
yours?
shush, this is a good segue because it's alcohol related.
Yes.
Well, it's not. So it's
Oh,
more of a hot take. I don't know how you feel
okay.
about this. This might be a complete flop, but we'll see. How do you feel about dirty martinis?
I am not a fan of dirty martinis, but I love olives. I love
Okay,
olives,
so my
but I
shush,
don't like them. I don't. They're a bit too much for me.
my shush is dirty martinis, specifically olives, which I
Ooh.
think are the most disgusting,
Oh, you don't like olives.
vile thing on the planet
What's
Earth.
wrong with you?
And I just I can't begin to describe the depth of my hatred for an olive. And my hot take here is that if you go to a bar, you can't like I love a savory drink. I don't like sweet cocktails. Like
Yeah.
they
Okay.
give
With
you a
you.
headache,
I'm with
whatever,
you.
blah blah blah.
I'm with you.
So
Yeah.
at this point I usually order a Vesper, which is basically just vodka with a cocktail onion
Nice.
because like you got to have
A
something.
cocktail
But
onion.
yes, I love a cocktail onion because most bars have them. So you just like
What, like
throw
a
a little
pickled
onion.
onion?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I love me a
Yeah.
pickled onion.
Yeah, just throw it in there. But
Oh,
my
nice.
favorite thing in the world are cornichon pickles. Do you know what those are?
It sounded very posh.
They're just the little pickles, you know?
Oh, the baby pickles.
Yeah, they're called
Yeah.
cornichon.
Is it French?
It has a French name, yeah. But
Yeah,
that's
I could tell by the way you said it.
cornichon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
It
think
was
that
good. It was
every
nice.
bar.
I enjoyed the way you said it. I enjoyed the way you
Thank
said
you.
it. It was nice.
Thank you. Every
Yeah.
bar should replace olives because they're disgusting with cornichon pickles and just make pickle martinis instead of olive martinis and put pickle juice instead of olive juice,
Well,
and the world would be a happier place.
okay, that's fair enough. I love olives though. Like I will eat olives. I could eat a whole jar of olives.
No, I
Okay.
would
But
puke
I don't
at
like a
like the
dirty
first.
martini. So I'm with you on a dirty martini. I don't like it. It's not my vibe. It's just it. I feel like a lot of cocktails, I try and drink them to look cool, but then I drink them and it just makes me like I make a face and I'm like, why have I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not really a cocktail
It's hard to
person.
order a good drink. Like I don't know. I every time I sit down in front of a drink menu, I'm like I get paralyzed by
Same.
all the choices.
Same.
And I just order like the one thing that sounds the least disgusting.
Yeah. Or yeah, like it'll say like a posh gin and tonic. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. But like when it's got too many things in it, I'm like elderflower and things like that. I'm like, I'm not sure.
I'm not doing that.
More of a wine and beer drinker, as you know, Kira. We've had a
Yeah,
couple
I do
wines
know this.
together.
I do know this about you. I mean, I like a margarita from time to time as long as it doesn't have much
Ooh,
shit in
love
it.
a margarita.
I do love that. But my dad, my parents are Russian, and my dad makes his own vodka. And his pepper vodka in a martini with a little bit of pickle juice. It's spicy.
Stop it. Is it good?
So good.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, I'm going to hold you to
also
that.
good in a Bloody Mary.
Yeah. Okay. Love a Bloody Mary. I do love a Bloody Mary.
Okay.
Have you ever had like a loaded Bloody Mary? Where like they
Is
have
that when
like
they put like
corn
bacon
dogs?
and shrimp and stuff in it?
Yeah, like you can get like
But
corn dogs.
that's a meal. That's lunch.
Oh no, I agree with you. Carly, if that's on the menu, Carly's getting it.
Really?
Oh my
Carly
God.
would like a loaded
Carly
Bloody Mary.
fucking loves shit like that. She's like, oh, corn dog and a drink. She's like, give it to me. She's like, yes, please.
No, that's not for me. Carly can have that.
Yeah, no, it's not for me.
More for Carly. Carly.
Like we had one in Canada and it was obviously a Caesar. Okay, so it's Caesar in Canada, isn't it? Because they use clam juice. No, not clam juice. Clamato. Fucking hell.
Wait, what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay,
Clamato.
yeah.
Instead of tomato juice.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So they call it
might use
Caesar.
clam juice too. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know. And it came with like a corn dog and like an onion ring and like half a burger. It was literally massive. And she just was in heaven for 40 minutes, eating it for 40 minutes. I mean, but yes.
I would just order the drink and then also order lunch on the side.
Yeah,
it just seems more practical. You get a plate.
Yeah, very. She loved it. But yeah, no, Bloody Mary. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on a dirty martini. I'm with you.
Okay,
but I do like olives.
Shush.
I love olives. Yeah, okay.
The martini can stay. The olives can go. Bye.
Okay, so let's say
That's my
shush
hot
to
take.
that and shush to being hungover on a plane.
All right, last segment for us, Mel. Something new that we're going to try out. This was Mel's idea, so we'll see how it goes.
It's shit, blame me.
But my very English co-host has said that we need to have a segment called the Sunday Roast.
Even though it's not Sunday.
Even though it's not Sunday, but it's,
But
the
you
end
have a
of...
roast dinner on a Sunday, and we thought, why not have embarrassing stories called the Sunday roast?
Perfect way to end the week and to end a pod. So we put out the announcement on Instagram, both of us did, to ask people to write in and send us some of their most embarrassing stories. And we got some good ones that we thought might make people have a little giggle. So Mel, you can start first.
Okay, so I don't know if this is embarrassing, but they found it very embarrassing. They wanted to be, they didn't want to be named.
All my people wanted to be anonymous too.
Okay, perfect. I actually was going to say that word, but I get a bit stumbled on that word, anonymous. So anonymous.
Anonymous. There you go.
Well, I just thought this one was quite fitting as it's a Honor Palm Invitational Week. Someone very luckily got invited to play Augusta a few years ago now, and they sliced it so badly on one of the holes that they actually almost hit Mr. Arnold Palmer himself, the legend. But he said he was a true gentleman about it. He says these things happen. But the gentleman who told me this was mortified, which I thought was quite fitting at Augusta, and it's Arnold Palmer, like the king. So
can you imagine?
I would be pretty mortified if I hit him as well, to be honest.
He just comes over and goes, found your ball.
In my pocket.
There you go.
And here's the big noggin on my head that you've hit me with. Talking of which, have you hit someone? Have you? 100% you have.
So I thought that maybe you had like talked to Andrew before this to make sure that I told this story, or because he was like, you have to tell this on the pod. You have to tell this on the pod. So
fantastic.
This is my personal most embarrassing moment on a golf course. So I was playing in the AT&T Pro-Am a couple of years ago, playing at Pebble Beach. Have you played Pebble Beach, Mel?
I've never played it. I just commentated there. I wasn't good enough to get in the event.
Thanks for the reminder. We'll have to... Sorry to bring up your trauma. We'll have to play a time together.
Therapy now, again.
Again. So when I was playing at Pebble Beach in my golf tournament, we're on the 6th hole, which for those of you that don't know, Pebble Beach is one of those, it's got the crazy ravine on your right, and then where there's the ocean, and then, or the cliff, sorry, not ravine. And then you go literally like 90 degrees up. Like it's a straight mountain face that you're kind of hitting up to get to the green. So I hit a good tee shot. I'm at the bottom of the mountain. I've got this is why I can't be a golf commentator, because I could never use the
great shot to the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah, thank you. I've got the ocean on my right, and I'm hitting a 3-wood to try and get up the mountain. So because it's a mountain, I can't see like the people up there or anything like that. So I'm just like hit it and pray just to get it up there. And I get it up there, and I'm like, oh great, celebrating with my caddy. And I get up there, and I pushed it a little bit. Pushed it? No, I pulled it. I pulled it left.
Just the opposite of push.
Yeah, thank you. I pulled it a little bit left. And so I'm in this matted down area where the fans have been. And all these fans are standing around. And there's this one lady that's like standing right by my balls looking at me. And I'm doing my like Miss America, like, oh, hi guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Do you want any autographs? I've got some fun players in my bag.
Just talking to my caddy, like, oh, like how far we're trying to get on the green, la la la. Hit my ball, don't make it on the green, it's fine. And then I turn back around, oh, thank you guys, like, see you later. And like this lady's like just still standing there, just kind of holding her wrist. And Andrew is standing to the side, and he's like looking at her, looking at me. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? But like, okay, whatever. And so I continue on. And after the round, he goes, Kira, that lady that was standing there, you hit her wrist with your 3-wood. And I was like, why did you not tell me? I would have apologized to her. Meanwhile, this lady probably thinks that girl is such a bitch.
God, how arrogant. Didn't even care about me, an old lady.
All she cares about was waving at the fans. She probably was like this stupid Miss America girl. Yeah, that's my... So he was like, I didn't want to distract you. He was like, I didn't want you to feel bad in the middle of the round.
Fuck me, you're not playing a major championship.
In my mind,
I know, Kira, I didn't mean any disrespect by that, but my goodness.
because I didn't
Come on,
want you to get
Andrew.
distracted.
Oh, bless him. Oh, that's so lovely, isn't it?
It is, but there's some lady out
Oh,
there. So if you're listening, I'm so sorry.
some lady out there
I'll
can't play
ship you my
golf
golf
anymore
club.
because you hit her with your
Yeah.
three-wood up the mountain.
Okay.
Oh,
So I got some
that's
good
a good story.
submissions.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
that's a
like
good
when
one.
things like that happen to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you do. Just put me in my place a little bit. Okay, I got some good submissions. This one made me have a nice little giggle. Okay. The summer I worked in a golf shop, I played with one of the cart guys, having a great time drinking and chilling. Classic post-work twilight round. He asked if I wanted to smoke a joint. And I was like, sure. I hadn't smoked while playing, and I thought maybe it'd turn me into a birdie machine. Well, when it kicked in, I lost control of my limbs, took my backswing, turned into Gumby on the way down, and took out a chunk the size of Florida from the fairway. Ball dribbled like 2 fucking feet. I thought, maybe the high took me by surprise on that one, but now I know I'm high, so I'm prepared. I stomped my ass up to the ball and completely whiffed the next shot. My coworker looked at me and goes, "You're done," and just drove me back to my car where I waited out my high. Never got asked to play with the cart guys again.
Oh, no. Come on, girl. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so this is a thing, right? I've noticed this in America. Okay. You guys,
People,
okay.
what have you noticed about us Americans, Mel? Tell
Well,
us.
okay, so the golf culture is very different in a lot of ways. But I speak about this with one of my mates, Jimmy here, James, who's also British from Liverpool. You guys like love to drink on the golf course and like do things on the golf course, like smoke weed.
Yeah.
Not against it. Love a drink on the golf course, right?
I
But
can't do any of that. I'm
okay,
immediately just a
same.
disaster.
Okay, same. Like I try not like I don't. I've probably said that wrong. I don't drink like every time at the golf course. I'll just drink like occasionally if I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Because I play like shit. Okay, and it annoys me. Now, in England, we don't drink on the golf course. We just have a couple beers after the round, and that's what I found it really weird when I first came to America. Is like people literally get fucked up on the golf course,
Yeah. Like
like
3
fucked up.
beers a hole.
Like I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like sometimes if I was like practicing on Saturday and like you see the the guys come in at like 3 o'clock, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, they're lit. Like I don't know how people play golf. I don't know how they do it.
I don't, but yeah, I don't know. I can only do that if I'm like playing I think we've talked about this before, but like a fancy place with a comfort station and like they're doing cool drinks at every 6 holes or something like that. Like, yeah, I'll have a margarita, but I'm not drinking it to the point of
Yeah.
actually feeling intense effects from it. It's more just, we're day drinking now and golf happens to be the
Yeah.
activity. But in
100%.
general, like, yeah, I love a white wine after my round with
Christ.
a man.
Fucking hell.
I
Oh.
am who I am, Mel.
Kira just playing major championships at Pebble Beach and
You
then
know me.
drinking white wine.
I'm drinking her white wine after, feeling bad about the lady that she almost killed.
Are you a Sauvignon Blanc?
Yeah, I like, I love a Sauvignon Blanc with some soda water, just a little white wine.
Oh, just to make it a little bit refreshing.
Yeah, and then just so it's not too alcohol-y, so I don't get too drunk off of it.
The whole point of drinking alcohol is usually to get drunk.
Yeah,
It's the most
but
fun
I'm
part.
more of a vibes girly.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I wish I was more like you.
No,
And I'm not against people getting drunk. Like I've done it. It's fun.
No,
but
but
yeah,
it
I
is a
can't do it
cultural
every time.
phenomenon.
No, honestly,
It's a
it's
big-
weird for me.
it's
It's
a
like
big
really
thing.
strange. Like I really enjoy a beer or like a drink after the round.
Yeah. But you're
Um,
also like you actually care about what you're doing on the golf course. Like you care about your performance, whereas
yeah. Even now
most
I'm
of us don't.
retired, I'm like, I can't drink because I still want to beat you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
funny.
don't
Like
have that
no, not
mode.
even when you play majors. No, you just dedicate to the game, Kira.
I am. Yeah. You know me.
Okay, I don't. This person, I can understand why doesn't want to be named. Um, so this person in college slept with one of their competitors at a host hotel at a college event, and then unfortunately got paired with her in the final round, which is kind of awkward.
Did she or he
Mm.
say who won?
I think they both won.
They did.
They both won, Kira.
They did.
They
They
both
won at
won.
love. They won at
Yeah,
love.
they won at love.
So we appreciate everybody for writing in.
The juicier, the better.
The juicier, the better. Yeah. So next time we have a Sunday roast segment, now that you guys have all been familiarized with the Sunday roast, start thinking about your weird golf stories, and we would love to share them on the Sunday roast.
And we will remain anonymous.
You will, a what?
Anonymous.
Anemone.
Hang on. Let me spell it out.
You're like Nemo and Nemo's kid. And
Dude, I really can't spell. Like, and so that's where I struggle with words, I think. Thanks for bringing that to everyone's attention. Like, I spelled jalapenos once with a H. Like, I texted to Carly. I was like, "Can you get some jalapenos?" And I spelled it with a H
instead of the J.
Yeah.
It's probably like
anonymous.
Ma'am, what?
I need this help, Kira. I'm gonna
anonymous.
More broadcasting, so I need to know what these words are.
No,
anonymous.
This is good.
Anonymous. Okay, that's
anonymous. Yeah.
All right.
This is good for you to work it out here, so that when you go out into the real world, then you
not everyone thinks I'm stupid. Okay.
No.
Thank you, Kira.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank you.
Super fun.
Have a fantastic week.
I will do. You too. Tell Carly and Kai I said hey.
And hey.
We'll be back next week on Quiet Please, but we appreciate everybody for listening. We hope you enjoyed our solo episode. And don't eat olives. Okay, bye.